Good evening.
Hey man, what's up?
Not much. How you getting on?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Okay, sweet, sweet. I coached you once before, didn't I?
No, this is the first time.
Oh, alright. Because I had you added already on Skype, so I was a bit confused by that, but...
Yeah, no, well, we organised it a while ago, and then you went on holiday to Scotland.
Oh, that's what happened. Alright, alright. I've been kind of doing a lot of coaching recently, so I'm sort of all over the place right now, but that's sweet, man.
No worries.
I've been getting used to the accent, so we got that going.
Well, mine isn't particularly broad, so you'll probably be fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's not a very thick Scottish, like, accent. You know, the rolling all the R's.
It's true. It's true.
Cool. All right. So you just messaged me your you just messaged me your in-game name. So let me add you right there because I hadn't done that yet. I was almost about to show your character code on stream, but that's not a good idea. 5, 8. Oh, almost said your character code out loud right there. That was so smart. Okay.
Smooth. Yeah.
Okay, get your account from the Terracotta Knight.
Mm-hmm.
The one and only. Sweet. Wait. I want to add you. Oh, there we go. Okay, sweet. So, how's StarCraft going, man? Do you have like a good time right now?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. As always, you never have enough time to play as you'd like, so it's hard to keep up. Keep up to where you think it should be. You know. I kind of drift in and out of diamonds depending how much I play and how I'm feeling from time to time. I normally get up to diamond relatively quickly after a season, and then either lose a bit of playtime or just end up getting my ass kicked over the course of the month, and then when season resets, probably down to plat, and then climb back up again. So it's
Alright. Yeah, I think that happens to most people. Like, you have like this period where you try and play a lot, and you sort of like get up there, and you become like a very high league, and then you're like, alright, I'll stop
done.
playing.
I can sit back and open a beer, and then
Alright. Oh, you actually have a couple of games played right now. Play some 2v2 as well, I see.
yeah, I've got a friend, one of my only real life friends who plays StarCraft. We do a lot of 2v2, and he's the majority of my practice partner as well. So
Okay, cool. Man, I have no real life friends anymore that play StarCraft. They're all like, fuck it, Bronze League's difficult, I can't be bothered.
well, I have a bunch of guys from Glasgow, in fact, who love to play, but they're bronze and silver. So when we play, it's either with like a 50% handicap or off race. You would not believe how fast your Zerglings die at 50% health.
I
It's
have
not
never
even,
played with handicap one, I don't think.
it's ridiculous. It's good fun, but you see an army and you're like, yeah, I can take that, and then everything's goop within about 5 seconds.
Yeah, because you would need like 200 supply versus like 110
Well, basically,
or
yeah.
something. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Okay, that's cool.
It's good fun though.
Gonna go to your career summary. Have you been playing for a long time? Oh, you actually have.
Well, I bought the game in a midnight release of StarCraft 2, but I only started laddering probably 2 years ago, because I just bought it, played the campaign, and played with some friends casually, and so probably about 2 years of laddering, and took a long time to get out of bronze, but then when I did, I jumped kind of quickly.
All right.
Up there. I went across all 3 races. I started off as Protoss because they were sort of fun, but then I got really bored with only having like 2 things to do. And then I played Terran, and then my friend discovered how to build High Templar and cast Storm, and I couldn't win.
I like this subtle balance complaints, man.
Oh yeah, it was true. It was true. But no, it was because the same practice partner. He played Protoss, still does, and I changed to Terran. So we fought, and I was winning the majority of games because, you know, Marine Medevac Marauder is powerful. So I'd kick his ass, and then he'd build High Templar, and he'd wreck me every game for about a month. You know, it's like, you know what, I'm bored of this race, so Zerg it is.
Alright.
I'm having a lot of fun with them.
So you've been sticking around with Zerg for like
The majority of my games, so probably
Alright.
about a year plus or so.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I was just looking at your like your ladder history. You can like see when you started playing or whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually see you've been playing for quite a long time, like 2011 season 3.
Yeah.
The game came out in 2010, so yeah, cool. It's already 2010. I cannot believe that's already like been 4 years.
I know, right?
It's crazy. All right. So recently you've been in Heart of the Swarm. You used to be platinum, then you got diamond, then you went down to gold a little bit, and then Oh no, actually that's 2v2. Reset apparently. Alright, yeah, so you were platinum and diamond all the time. Cool. So do you have like one goal in mind, like one thing you would really like to reach, or?
Well, everyone's goal is to get better. I have no real intention or expectation of reaching masters. So at the moment, it's just improve myself and feel like I'm playing well. You know, my main issues in game, I suppose, are well because I play mostly just through, I suppose, aptitude rather than actually knowing what the hell I'm doing. So I don't know particularly good timings or excellent builds or what to exactly do when I see what I scout and the like. But my main issues are, I suppose, in ZVP after the Protoss gets a third, because I can do quite well early, and if they do a 2-base all-in, I can usually hold it pretty well. But recently they've been taking really fast thirds sooner than I can punish, and once the third is up, I'm kind of completely stumped as to what to do, because I don't really like swarm hosts.
I feel what you mean, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but just improve. My macro better is always top of the list, you know. I played a game, I think yesterday it was, did a Terran tried to attack, did a wonderful defense, countered across the board, kicked his ass, sacked his natural, didn't die, which is fine, and then I just macroed horribly and lost with like 5k in the bank.
Oh.
It was one of those games where you're just like, what do I haven't injected in about 3 minutes. I have no units.
Alright, yeah. So that's kind of funny that you mentioned all of that, because most people have these problems when they're like gold or platinum league, right? Like where they have absolutely no idea what they're doing, and obviously you're diamond and you don't really like you're like asking like questions like, all right, what do I scout if I see a third? So that's cool. Well, it's gonna be interesting.
I watch some, but not particularly much, and I spend almost no time studying. That's obviously that's where I could improve, is knowing exactly what I'm doing when I do it. But yeah, for the most part, I just try and build units and have fun with it. I play StarCraft for the fun more than anything else, so I suppose that's why I just play and don't spend a huge amount of time, as you say, studying it. But
all right, that's cool. That's good enough. We can definitely look it up. So yeah, you ideally want to try and get up to Master League. I think if you like would try, you would probably get there. I mean, just from like listening to what you say right there, I mean, it should definitely be possible if you really wanted to just like study it a little bit more and just figure out what to do in certain situations and just get up to Master League. But that's cool. I'm gonna look at your statistics.
Oh, they're not pretty this season.
They're not. No, you actually have 25% versus Terran. Ugh.
I know. It's just dirty.
That is quite dirty. Yeah, so looking to all, which is not really that accurate, because this takes into account like all of Heart of the Swarm. So yeah, your Zerg first turn has always been a bit weaker, I guess, compared to the other matchups.
Yep. Well, my friend is Protoss, so that's what I get most practice against. So I have very little ZVP practice that isn't ladder. And so I suppose that's why.
Alright, yeah, so most of the time, especially in like the higher leagues, from like Platinum and up, it's kind of difficult to like do a whole lot of stuff in like an hour to an hour and a half, right? So yeah, most of the time the easiest thing to do is just pick one matchup and go from there. And the reason for that is obviously because we're just gonna discuss details right now. You're already Diamond League. It's gonna be very difficult to like, focus on Queen Injects because you're probably pretty damn good at them already. So it's not really much to learn right
debatable, but I'm getting there.
So yeah, most of the time, at the start at least, we'll just pick one matchup, and we'll get going with that. And if it turns out there's a lot of time left or whatever, we can just like do another matchup. But is there like one matchup in particular you feel like you're awful against, or that you would really like to practice more? Or
the numbers don't really show it, but I feel most uncomfortable against Protoss. The Terran I just lose against, but I don't feel uncomfortable against. It's just a case of macroing better because I fight, I do my stuff. So probably ZVP would be the one thing I'd like to focus a bit more on, because it gets to the Terran are doing the same things mostly at the moment. It's either just marine or biomine or mech. But it's Protoss is what I'd like to improve on.
All right, definitely.
That just the general improvements through macro and whatever I pick up over time will help me with my Terran.
Okay, cool. Okay, so ZVP it is. So usually the easiest way to do this is like, first off, I take a look at like a game or a replay, And where I don't really comment very much on it, like if you've watched a game or something, I'll just let you play and just play your normal game. And I'll just write down a couple of things while watching it, and those things I notice. And after that, you know, we will jump into replay, have a look at everything again, and you know, I can like tell you a couple of things I would change up, and then we can jump in another game, and I can actually like tell you what to build when, explain a couple of things more.
Okay.
So the easiest way to like for me to get like an image of your play, I suppose, is to either watch a replay or just have you play a game. I don't know what you prefer, or if you have like a.
I have no replay planned, so if playing would be handy if there's someone available. But I don't have a guy here who I can play against. But I do have 200 people in chat, so I don't know if one of them is bored.
There should be. Okay, is there any diamond level Protosses out there, guys? Maybe diamond to like low masters.
Well,
Yeah, it's okay. You can handle it. We're here to lose. You learn from losing, right? So we got that going. If you guys could join group LowkoTV, if you're like somewhere between like mid diamonds to low masters, and you play Protoss, if you could join group LowkoTV on the EU server, that'd be awesome. I'll just invite you in a party and have you play a couple of games. Now keep in mind your opponent is likely watching the stream as well, if they listen to this, so you will know exactly what you're going to be doing, but...
I've only got one monitor, so I'll be tabbed out.
Alright. And that's the problem with coaching higher leagues, man. There's not that people there are. There's just less amount of people. This guy's Zerg player. There must be at least someone, right?
You would hope. I'll have a dig for a replay, maybe, but...
Okay, Diamond Tools here. Sweet. Dumanji. That was an instant accept right there, well done. Yep, he's a Diamond level Tools. So sweet.
Whoa.
It's so cool to see that there's Diamond tuning into a Zerg coaching session. I love that fact. It never, like, it's always so surprising to me, because I would not, like, watch a Protoss coaching session all that much, I don't think, but it's cool. Alright, so if your, like, friend pops up later, or is, like, comes online, we can have you play against him as well, see if you can, like, crush him.
Well, he was working until, I think, 7 o'clock my time, but he was going to tune in when he gets back to see me get my ass kicked.
Alright, you can do that. Yeah, do you have any maps you'd like to play on?
No, 6.5 really. The new ones are all kind of weird.
Alright, let's go Overgrowth.
Oh, that works.
You can never go wrong with Overgrowth.
It's true.
So what's your general idea about like playing Zerg versus Protoss? Do you have like one go-to strategy, or like you said, do you just sort of like play and just see where things end
I
up?
basically wing it every game, which is not really ideal. So I either just like I get a bit of roachling on the go, if I can get into a deny the third situation, I enjoy that, and obviously I like trying to play around with mass ling just because Zerglings are insane amounts of fun. So I try and do mass Zergling with some upgrades every now and then, probably Ling Muta, but I'm often very bad at remembering to get gas and upgrades at the right time, so I end up with just shitlings, basically.
Alright.
Which gets my ass kicked a lot, but...
Oh, did we cut out? Oh no, we didn't. Cool. It's just quiet. Alright, so yeah, I'm just gonna let you play a game. I'm just gonna watch the game completely through your vision as well. And afterwards, I will make a couple of notes during the game.
Sounds
get
good.
the little thingy open for the stream as well, so you can see what I wrote down.
Well, I need to. Yeah, I was going to say, do I need to get a notepad for this, or will you send everything across? Or?
I will just send everything across. But obviously, if you have like own notes you'd like to take, you know, by all means.
Maybe after this game.
Yeah, and if you have like during the game any questions, feel free to just pause it, or if you have any questions right now, just let me know.
Good point.
Because obviously it's custom games, right? So we can just do whatever.
We have the power.
Yeah, Jumanji has actually been helping me out quite a bit, which is awesome.
Good guy.
The real MVP. Alright. You ready?
Oh yeah.
Let's do it. Alright, so I'm just gonna watch the game through your vision. Just have the production tab open. And after that we'll see. Alright, so whenever you feel like you need to shut me up, just just tell me to, okay? Because I sometimes tend to just ramble on about random shit.
It's all good. I normally play with Skype chat open with my friend anyway, so I'm kind of used to chatting whilst playing.
Alright, that actually helps a lot. Like, some people just play completely by themselves in the room and, you know, like, without music, and then all of a sudden just someone's yelling in your ear. Like, it doesn't really help all that much.
Cool, so all of our games do begin with plenty chatting, and then around 8 minutes when things start getting exciting, the chat disappears. And then it just kind of tends to be insults when mutas show up or a DT walks in.
Goddamn DTs. I don't think there's a single person that actually likes Dark Templars. Not even Protoss players like Dark Templars, I don't think. I'm not sure. So what hotkey setup do you use?
Standard, as it comes with the game. I've changed camera hotkeys to be F1 to 8, not that I really use much past 5. But yeah, basically just the standard hotkeys. I tried with, well, I looked into trying something like the grid or whatever, but never got around to it.
Yeah, no, it's not worth switching over. It's like it's pretty much the same thing anyway. Just curious, because some people run like the weirdest setup where they have like their main hatchery like bound to hotkey number 0, and I'm like, wait, what's happening here? That's a sweet image you got going around your hatchery right there.
That is courtesy of my practice partner.
Alright. So at least you use the camera hotkeys, that's good. Do you like add your units to a control group as soon as you make them, or?
Yeah.
Alright.
I actually wanted to start trying to do that with overlords, because the main bane of my life for a long time was getting supply blocked because I had no idea if I was actually building an overlord or not. You know, because obviously you just see an egg, and that makes it kind of hard.
Yeah, that's actually, I don't know. I guess it's just a matter of practice. At some point you don't really need to think about the overload anymore. Except when you like play full autopilot and you just sort of assume you made an overload and you never do it, you're just waiting and waiting and waiting, and you like check your cocoons. And
that's what happens, and it's like I hear the supply box sound, and then all of a sudden I'm many a supply down.
Yeah, that makes sense. What date is it today? It's the 9th of August. It's already the 9th again? Damn. It goes quick. Alright, so there's a standard pool hatch.
Yeah, I was tempted, well, I used to try varying up, go hatch first a lot, and just for fun, or whatever, but then I kind of wanted to get into the habit of always playing just that little bit safer, I suppose, because I'm sick of losing to Rex or, you know, Cannon Rush or whatever's going, really, so I got into the habit of just trying to always get pool first in at least this matchup, and...
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
You know, you get into a nice autopilot at the beginning of the game.
Yeah. I sometimes also, like, go hatchery first, and I just sort of lose the cannon rushes. It's really pointless to go, you know, hatchery first versus Protoss, unless you're, like, Korean Pro or whatever. But the difference between hatch and pool first is about 2 larvae, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even a money difference or anything, so... It's no big deal. That's good. Because a lot of people get really fancy with their builds, you know, like, oh my god, 3 hatch before pool and shit, and...
That is a lot of fun, I'm not gonna lie to you. But,
yeah, it is, but it's not very good. Well, it's only good if your opponent is, like, metagaming you hard.
Yeah. Dead Overlord much?
Overlord's pretending it's a mothership core. Standing in the middle of the of the Nexus.
I also find if I don't start my creep spread early, which I haven't done this time, I never seem to find the time to actually start it.
Yeah.
So unless I go like 4 queen, because it gets to the point where I'm now very saturated, probably not oversaturated, but and my third isn't even started yet, and I don't have an extra queen, you know, so I get to that really sort of awkward point.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, the third base in general is about a minute or two later than it could have been.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit late, and usually if you play indeed like a super late third, you add the like third queen pretty much instantly. But you're right. Like if you don't add the the queens early enough, you really won't be spreading any creep.
Yeah.
That's alright. Okay, do you always go for blind? Actually, no, they weren't blind.
I was about to build them because I have no idea what this guy's doing.
Alright.
But
That's
if
a
I don't
star
know
sense
what's
right
happening, then I try and I know, right? I should be a pro.
Yeah. Some star senses.
Although. Jesus. And you'll notice I'm supply blocked with a ton of larvae and a ton of money. Welcome to my life.
That's alright. A good thing to always keep in mind is to make 1 overlord per queen that's injecting. So right now you would make 2 overlords at a time or 3 overlords at a time.
Yeah.
Alright. So, for whatever reason, he made a super early, like, Stargate, which is why I was so surprised she threw up the Spark Colors, because she didn't see the Stargate, but he didn't really do very much with it.
I saw the Oracle just clip some Overlord vision.
Oh, okay, did you? Oh, alright, alright. I thought she made him completely blind, but that's cool.
I probably would have if I hadn't seen something else soon, but
The perfect vision.
I know, right? That's not going to do anything. And see, it's at this point, I don't have enough units to punish the third, and I'm not really sure what I want to be doing from this point, because the third gets them obviously the tech to go Colossus.
Yeah, you can actually make like Colossus and Void Race right now, which becomes really scary. I think your macro is pretty damn solid though. Like, as far as macro goes, you're completely solid. It's just like things sort of come down at a completely random time.
Oh yeah, yeah. As I say, I don't actually know timings to do anything, so I just build shit when I feel like it, which is a really bad way to play. But
yeah, it's the reason why you don't have enough units right now. Because generally, right now, you could be at like 160 supply with this exact build.
yeah,
And we're missing out on a pretty big chunk, obviously. Now, that would be ideal situations and without any scouting and everything, but you could still be at least, like, you know, have like 10 more roaches.
yeah.
By simply just changing, you know, a little bit more of the build. But we can go over that in a sec. Yeah, I play a little bit differently. I play a lot more, like, timing focused, I suppose, and a lot more, like, technical. I'm really bad at just randomly making units and just sort of going from there. I really try and like keep really strict timings and supply counts and everything. It's a different way of playing, I suppose. I really like your map vision though. Your map vision is very solid actually for Diamond League especially, because a lot of people just sort of mess up on there. Another thing that's also kind of missing is scouting with Overlords. You have really good map vision, but you don't really scout it. But then again, you have the star vision to make the star sense to make these 4 colors. You did scout with 1 Overlord, but that's cool.
But yeah, it's at this point when he'll have a lot of stuff coming soon. and I imagine I'm just going to get rolled by it. God, overseers are slow.
Yeah, people in the chat actually thinking you're Master League. It looks very Master League. I gotta be honest. Like the way you move around with the camera and everything, it's you don't do very much scrolling, you know? Like you don't really scroll on the camera. Everything is done with hotkeys, which is you know, definitely above Diamond League, so that's cool. You're just missing out on a couple things. Damn, that's a lot of freaking Stargates.
No, right? What the hell?
Yeah.
But yeah, he's going to get Void Ray Colossus, presumably, and eventually Storm, and I'm just going to get not happy dazed against it.
Yeah, so this sort of style you're doing right here works really well against Terran, where you just sit back for a long time, but first Protoss you sort of die, because right now he's likely going to move out, and you probably just like die.
Yeah. Because
Well,
there's...
that's
Oh,
a good idea.
Jesus! Yeah, I also have a really interesting habit of just taking awful fights when I shouldn't, you know?
I actually quite like that positioning, but they weren't on a tech move. I mean, this is actually a sick concave right now. Alright, I think you can actually easily win if you just change up a couple of things. Because, like, you split that easy. I mean, you saw that your army was under attack and you just sort of split it in 3 different ways and had no problems with that. It's like, okay, couple going here, couple going there, and it worked out pretty much perfectly. So that's awesome. That's actually very cool. I think it could be Master League if you, like, wanted to. I think that's the main thing. If you, like, really want to.
Oh god, I made roaches instead of hydras. Whose idea was that?
Well... Oh, he went home with the... What? Alright. Your Protoss practice partner's in the chat. He's like, oh fuck, he told him he can be masters, I will never hear the end of this.
Sup, Alex? And,
Alright.
oh god, I have like a grand and no army, what the hell?
Yeah, this game was just for example anyway. Let's just try and finish it a bit quickly, because else we're gonna like... You know,
Alright, we're gonna run out of time, it's a good point. I'll,
yeah, I'm not really like someone to like be like, oh my god, hour's over, bye, like, no, that's, you know, but it's not really worth spending like a half hour on playing one game, right?
yeah. Alright, we'll do our YOLO attack and then I'll just quit out.
Alright, grab the drones, man.
Oh, good plan.
He's gonna be so surprised. He's like, what? Is this Terran?
Alright, come on, boys. Zerglings. Forward march.
I don't think that's a good
Oh no,
idea.
no, drones! Don't go near him! No, mineral walk, go!
Oh god. What a sick drones around.
I know, right? You'll never see it coming. Oh god, what the hell? It's not meant to click.
Why is he not fighting you head on? Oh, he is, okay. I was like, wait, what? He's actually going for counterattack?
Go!
What's even happening? I have no clue.
It's good fun, you know?
Everything's dying, I can see that much. Alright. Pack it up, boys, we're leaving. Yeah, exactly. Alright. So I wrote down a whole lot of things. But But I think the most important one is that you don't really have like a plan.
Yeah.
And you know the reason, like not having a plan versus Terran is sort of okay, because if you play Mutaling Bane, you're basically just sitting there and just waiting, you know, for them to come at you, and you just sort of crush their attack and just sort of counterattack.
Yeah. I think I got into that habit a lot against Protoss because my practice partner got really good at 2-base all-ins, so I pretty much had to.
Yeah.
I got into the habit of sitting back and crushing the all-in and then going forwards, and I adapt poorly to then a longer stage game where I'm not being attacked, you know.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention that. That works very well against Protoss as well, only up to like, you know, 10 minutes into the game. A little bit more than that, I suppose, like 10 and a half. But after that, if you don't like do something about them, they're just gonna max out and just kill you. So the early part of the game was pretty good actually, except for like the late third base. And I actually also quite like the Overlord placement and whatnot was quite decent. But the one thing that was sort of missing was like a plan to like actually do something about him, right?
Yeah.
So the nice thing I always like to do, if you like, you know, if you like to just, you know, just throw up buildings whenever it feels like a good timing. The general thing to always do, oh, thank you very much, Jumanji, is to line up your attacks that you're gonna do with all the kind of upgrades. So let's say you're gonna do like a roach timing attack, you would line up roach speed, +1 attack and +1 armor. And if you actually line those up, you will do a so-called timing attack, obviously, and you will be able to do a lot more damage than like the little attacks you were doing right there.
Yeah.
Because if you actually do that properly, you will be able to line up your +1 upgrade and roach speed and kill that third. I think you would have been able to kill that third because he went way too greedy. I mean, he went both Stargate and started making Stargate units, and he went Robo units. He didn't really have very much. So I think if you macro that a little bit differently, and get those upgrades all finished at the same time, you will be able to just sort of take it easily.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna write it down right there. So have a plan. So the easiest way to like do that is whenever you start the lair, it's just a sort of a good timing to keep in mind. Whenever you start the lair, start your Evo chambers, or one Evo chamber, doesn't really matter all that much, and your Roachborn. Now if you start the Evo chambers right when the lair is started, you will know 100% sure that you will also... Well, actually, I'm just gonna write down the Evo chambers because the which one was good. When you start the lair, just start the Evo chambers and start the upgrades right away. Because what happens, if you start the lair, and at that point you start the Evo chamber, and when the Evo chamber finishes, you start +1 attack, and when the lair finishes, you start +1 roach speed. Does that make any sense up to this point?
Yeah.
They finish at like this exact same time. And that's basically like the very basics of like a Zerg timing attack. So if you would make the Roachborn a little bit after starting the lair, and you would make, right as you start the lair an Evo chamber, start the +1 upgrade, and right when the lair finishes you start roach speed, they will line up at the exact same time.
Okay.
And that way you will be able to deal a ton more damage than you were actually doing right there, because you have roach speed and all the upgrades.
What time roughly does, well, I suppose the lair go down, and in that case, do you start your gases for that? Because I've still been following the mantra of gases around 6 minutes, which I heard when, you know, Stefano was roach maxing. And so I really haven't really changed much off of that.
Yeah, it's still true.
Okay,
It's still 6 minutes double gas. It's still the complete standard time right there.
Cool.
So if you start 6 minute double gas, you start a lair with your first 100 gas, you start down an Evo chamber, and you start Zerging speed and the +1 attack, and then when the lair finishes, you start roach speed, you will be able to kill that third base, for sure.
Okay.
And that's just sort of by lining all of these upgrades up, because right now they just sort of finished at random times and you didn't really get to do very much with them, right?
Yeah, correct.
So that's the first big thing, I guess, that would be the easiest to work on. Now, I usually work with, like, build orders and whatnot, so we can try that if you want, but I don't know if that's, like, something you want to be doing.
I don't mind. Sometimes I try and follow a build, but not too long worth, mostly because it's awkward as Zerg.
Yeah, so just try and keep in mind, whenever you start the lair up, start an Evo chamber, and when the lair finishes, instantly start roach speed, and that way you will be able to line them up. So usually what happens is as soon as the alarm finishes, and I start my roach speed, that is when I start making massive amounts of roaches.
Okay.
And that way you will have roach speed, +1 attack, and sometimes +1 armor, and a ton of roaches finished up all at the same time.
So I also took my third late there, but I knew I did, because he gate expanded, and much like finding time to get the queen, although my crusade wasn't terrible by the end of the game there, because I mentioned it and therefore mentally jogged myself into starting it, but if I see a gate expand, I'm always very, very wary of trying to put down a third, because very often it's the 2 base 4 gate, but even if it's not a 2 base 4 gate, then often 4 zealots just show up and kick the shit out of my third, and I'm not in a place to defend it if I get it too early, but other than that, I end up in a situation where I've got 2 base full saturation and the third just starting. And it's either then build useless units or build superfluous drones.
Yeah, so the reason, the way you can scout if it's going to be like a 2 base 4 gate, right? That's basically what you're struggling against, right? I suppose?
Yeah, well, I can deal with the 2 base 4 gate, but that's scared me into not putting down my third as quickly as I should be.
Alright, so to know whether or not it's going to be a 2 base 4 gate is by knowing whether or not he has a second gas geyser up. Because if he has 1 gas up, he can do the 4 gate. If he has 2 gas geysers taken in the main base, he cannot afford the 4 gate. And that's sort of like the main way to scout it. So most of the time what you do, if you go pull into a hatchery, you obviously have overlords flying across the map, but sometimes overlords can't see it. But if you actually make the Zerglings right from the start and you run them straight across the map, you will get there when the mothership core is out, but you will be able to get in the main as well. You can just quickly check the gases, and if you see 2 gas geysers taken, you can safely take the 3rd base, because there's not going to be a 4 gate.
I see.
So that's very important. And if you then, you're not, you see only 1 gas geyser taken, you do exactly like you were doing in this game. But if you know, okay, there's 2 gases, he cannot afford really a 4 gate, I will just go straight into the 3rd base and just sort of make stuff.
Sounds good.
So that's the way you scout it. I actually write that down as well. So, how to know if it's 2 base 4 gate. Scout main gas. 1 gas is, what is it? Sometimes, well, mostly 4 gate. 2 gas is no 4 gate. That's kind of the main thing. I mean, he cannot afford 4 gates off of 2 gas geysers. Because that really puts you pretty far behind. You had a lot of drones. You actually had a really quick droning. I really like the greedy droning right there. That was good. But yeah, the 3rd was sort of late, and then the 2nd gas geyser was sort of late as well, and that resulted in late lair and late upgrades.
Yeah.
But besides that, you have really good map vision. And everything just sort of, didn't go as as good as it could have gone, I suppose. So, let's just have a quick look at the replay and go from there. Do you have any more questions about it at all, or?
No, I'll probably flag them up when I go through this, to be honest. But from what I remember, that all seems about right.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a bit confused, obviously, as to what was going on, because I didn't scout much, but I'm used to all the stuff coming up in the Protoss as well, and it did not. So it took me a bit of time to figure out what was actually happening.
All right, yeah, that makes sense. So for the next game that we play, let's mostly focus on getting the Overlord scouts done right around 6 minutes, which is the standard time.
Okay.
And then also getting the early scouting done with the Zergling to check if there's double gas. Because right now you actually sort of check it already. He actually went for a Nexus first, but... actually, yeah, if you see a Nexus first... I thought it was a Nexus first, but you said gateway, so I was like, alright, maybe I missed so, but...
No, I just suck at knowing timings.
Yeah, he doesn't have a gateway. He can't...
I didn't go far enough back. I saw the pylon, and from there... Well.
Alright, so if they go gateway expand, the Nexus goes down right before the 4-minute mark.
Okay.
And that's actually also a good timing to note. I don't know if that gets too much into specifics, and I don't know if you really play like that, but if your opponent is gonna go for a 4 gate off of 2 bases, he's gonna get a Zealot out and a Stalker out pretty early on, right? That's just sort of the standard what they do.
Yeah.
Now, if they go for a gateway expand and they make a Zealot, the Nexus will go down right around 4 minutes and 10-ish seconds. Whereas if they go for a gateway and don't make the Zealot, the Nexus will go down right around 350. And that's a 10-15 second delay, like, difference, but you can see whether or not he's going for a 4-gate, pretty much. Because if you don't see the Zealot come out, it's not going to be a 4-gate, but that's maybe a bit too specific. Does that make any sense? Or
Yeah, it does. No, that's good.
Alright, so that's just something you might want to keep in mind, but that might, might be a bit confusing, but...
Yeah. Now, because I totally misread his opening, that's why, well, that's why I get this gas. Otherwise, I would have just gone straight to a third here.
Alright.
I got the gas because I see a gate expand, and I take gas, basically. But if I'd read that properly, then I would have gone straight to the third, but...
Alright. Yeah, that would have actually changed things a lot. Because, so this Zergling right here, and this one right there, I like that you put them on the watchtower, but I would probably make like a second pair for that and just use these first ones to get in the main base, because you would be able to scout everything.
Yeah.
And the gases are really the most important thing. Like, whenever you scout a Protoss and you don't actually see a building, you can always scout the gases. It's like the most important thing to see. Because if he has 4 gas, or if he has 2 gases in the main base, it can absolutely not be a 4-gate anymore. That's already one of the most important things, which means you can make drones.
Very good.
Can he still be a 4-gate if he gets a second gas after the Nexus? Someone in the chat asked that. It could be, but it'd be a really poor 4-gate. It's gonna be like a Stalker heavy one. And considering you can make Zerglings and Queens, it shouldn't be no problem to deal with, but... Alright. So, right now, you would at least, like... you would really want to have this base up already, because right now you got a lot of larvae that could be drones.
Yep.
And you're just sort of forced to make a couple of links because, stuff.
Yeah.
So whenever you play this style versus Gateway Expand, I would still get another gas geyser at 6 minutes and just add the drones back in, because that way you would have to start the lair at a good timing as well.
Yep.
So the gases were a bit late right here. I like the Roach Warren timing though, that's solid. You always get the Roach Warren at that time, or is it just sort of...
I generally get it after I take my gases around 6 minutes. So just whenever I take gas, I put a Warren down pretty soon after.
Alright.
But yeah, but I normally get gases around 6 minutes just to deal with, well, just because you need roaches, basically.
Yeah, I like that though. That's good. A lot of people make it like after the 7-minute mark because some Korean pros do that, but that's just because they scouted really specific shit. So just being super safe and just making it is good.
Yeah. Now, yeah, here, normally I'm just crap at scouting and see the third once it's up and there's cannons, and there's no hope of me doing anything here. But I see the third, and in my mind, I really feel like I should be able to punish this, but obviously, and I probably could if I was doing the right thing. But in this particular game, is there any way I could have punished it from here? Or would I have had to plan further up?
Yeah, let's go put a point where he makes it. I think that's 9 minutes. Let's just go back a little bit. I think it's right here. Yeah, so I really love your map vision. I mean, if you look at your vision right now, you can pretty much see everything. He killed the Overlord that was right there, so that's alright.
Yeah.
So you have really good vision right here, and you see it go up right away, right? I honestly think you could have countered it right here. Yeah, I think if you just made full-on roaches from here on out and just had Zerglings to follow it up with, pretty sure you would be able to. Because right now you already got 7 out on the map. Maybe if you like just send all of these drones into links, you probably would be able to stop it. I mean, look at his army. He has 1 Void Ray, 3 sentries, and a Zealot. That's it.
Yeah.
So as soon as you see this, you need to make the decision. Like, if you're gonna... I think that's also kind of what went wrong right here. As soon as you see this, you need to make the decision. Am I gonna make only units, or am I gonna make drones? Because if you make a couple of drones and a couple of units, you will not do anything.
Yeah.
So it's really one of the two. I'm pretty sure. We can actually give it a try if you want. Let's go to the 9-minute mark after like watching this replay and just see if you could make only units from here.
Oh yeah. Go StarCraft.
Go StarCraft. We have features now, man. It's 2014. We got this.
The future is now.
Let's just give it a try.
Yeah. Because I throw some units down just to see what's going on, basically.
Yeah, and then you make a couple of drones, and then a couple more units, and you're like, oh shit, well, that didn't.
Yeah, basically, because your head's like, oh, can I kill it? Oh, can I kill it? What a bit, and then nothing happens. So.
Because the Mothership Core is like the scariest unit right here, but it can't do very much without a finished Nexus. So.
Yeah. Also, I'm so freaking proud of this.
What?
Push the Oracle into the Spore Crawler.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
It didn't die, which I was devastated about, but I thought that was funny.
It's like a little jinx right there. It's like, no, there's no queen, bro. Come in. Alright. So, this timing, like all these upgrades that are now on the production tab, should have been finished right now. Like all of these three should have been finished.
Yeah.
Usually they will finish right now, actually, like right around 11-ish minutes. So, they're just very late, and that's because of the late lair, and because of the late gas is the late lair, and because of the late third is the late gas.
Yeah. Yeah.
So everything is just sort of coming forth from that late third right there, because you didn't really have enough income to support it.
I frequently try from here, as soon as the third goes up, and I know there'll be Colossus, just Roach Hydra Corruptor, because that's what used to work 3 years ago. And it normally gets me killed, but it sometimes works.
Yeah, so a nice rule I like to keep is to never make Corruptors. Because Corruptors are just... Like, Corruptors are worse than Vipers in every situation. I mean, in pretty much every situation, you've got to have Vipers. Yeah. So if you're gonna play Roach Hydra Viper, if you actually want to do that, and you actually already think the game is gonna go to late game, you want to be throwing up the infestation pit right around 10 to 10.5 minutes. Alright? So, that is super early. It's gonna feel really strange when you do it first, but that way you actually have them in time. So, if you think it's gonna be late game, make infestation pit at 10 minutes. And that's gonna be feeling ridiculously early if you've never done it before, but that way you actually have them out in time.
Yeah.
So actually I've wrote all of this down as well.
Sweet.
Yeah, should make sense, I think. My note keeping sometimes is really strange, but...
It's all good.
Yeah, and if you would have done these timing attacks, I think you would have been able to win, because he's playing ridiculously greedy. Look at the amount of units he has right now. There's literally nothing.
No, filthy Protoss.
Filthy Protoss. Having that one cannon scare away everything.
But that's what happens. You see a cannon, you go, oh my god, it's a cannon, and then run.
It's like, yeah, well, that fucks up the AI, I might as well not attack.
We've been indoctrinated to fear cannons through cannon rushes, so they exploit that, I think.
I think that's it. It's like brainwashing. I really like this scouting, though. This is some solid scouting going on right here. Nobody in Diamond League does this, man. What's up with that?
Pass.
That's good stuff. Right. Yeah, so everything is just sort of later than it was supposed to be, and that really, like, you cannot maybe afford that in, like, low diamond, but the high diamond, like, Master League players are just gonna exploit it, and that's pretty much what he did as well. He's like, alright, I made units, now I win. I really like this engagement, though. Like, look at that splitting you did right there, no problem. That was sick.
Alright.
There's no one control group syndrome. You almost actually win this, which is funny as well, but alright. So let's just play another one, and try and, like, compile this all together. I did bring up a lot of points right there, so it's kind of difficult to, like, pile it all together. But let's try and scout a little bit more efficiently, and then get the third up a bit better. And then, when we attack, make sure you have Evo Chambers finish the upgrades, as well as, like, a Roach Warren or, like, a Hydra didn't finish the upgrades.
Okay.
So, you line every single attack up with something that's finishing up. And that's actually true for all matchups, so it's also for ZVT and ZVZ. You always, like, line up an aggressive move with, like, an attack. Okay, Jumanji would like to play again. Would you want to go up against him, or you want to play...
No, I'm fine, whoever's available.
Alright.
I ain't picky.
Is it possible to set a rally point for queens? No. If that was really the case, I think we would make a lot more queens.
Yeah.
Did you actually watch, like, the Pro League earlier today?
Oh yeah, that was so good.
Did you notice how many queens all these Zerg players make?
Yeah, but Sulky got wrecked, so...
Yeah, because he made Corruptors, man. That was a rookie mistake. he made like a gazillion... He made like 40 Corruptors and like 5 Swarm Hosts. I didn't know
the five Swarm Hosts were so annoying.
They were annoying, but they sucked anyway.
Shit, my StarCraft just crashed, so I'll reboot. It takes not long.
Right.
But yeah, it was not fun to watch Sulky get destroyed. But it was really fun to watch Flash, so it balances out.
Yeah, for anyone who didn't see it yesterday, or well, I guess it was yesterday.
Yeah, spoilers. Sorry.
Yeah, it's gonna be spoilers. Whatever. You should have seen it. I mean, if you're a real StarCraft fan, you would have watched it anyway. So, unless you're from like America, you have to like set your alarm at like 2, but it's all right.
Passion.
Yeah, basically what happened is Flash completely wrecked Parting, and Parting is widely considered the best Protoss in the world. And it wasn't even close.
It was so good.
Yeah, he literally was like, all right, I'll just crumble you, and then he just sort of won.
Yeah,
Was
but
good
it
to
was
see.
I think, as the commentators pointed out, it was the 4 Marines he threw around the side, and it's just like, oh, there's
That
your
was
third.
genius.
It was because they were saying the whole game, like Parting does the kind of the fake blink.
Basically, what Flash kept doing, he actually did it a couple of times. They only pointed it out once, but he made like little hit squads of Marines, and he just like walked them
Right,
across
let's
the
meet
map.
back on.
All right, yeah, I found you. But he basically made like a little hit squad of Marines and just sort of scouted with 4 Marines and just killed like 5 probes in the process. It's like, well,
But he even got the probe going to take the third, so it was
Uh-huh.
you know he was totally confirmed that it wasn't a complete all in, and then he got it. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
someone in the chat is saying to Jumanji, drop 2 gas and do a 4-gate. It will blow his mind. It's gonna be an awful 4-gate, guys. It will be a really bad 4-gate. It's gonna be like a Sentry Zealot 4-gate, which could technically
It
work.
doesn't matter. I'll have 4 bases and no units.
Well, that would actually be a thing. Like, the Koreans pros do that all the time. They mindfuck each other all the time. And they get, like... Especially Zerg players do that sometimes, where they take, like... You know, the standard gas timings in Zerg vs pros would be 6 minutes for the double gas. They have, like, Sulky randomly take 2 gas at 5 minutes and put 2 probes or 2 drones in each. Like, random shit like that. Just because, you know, the hallucinated phoenixes are like flying around and stuff, and they just confuse each other all the time. And that always, like, the commentators never notice it. It's kind of sad, but whatever. Anyway, you ready, sir?
Yeah.
Let's see if Jumanji is ready. Let's do it. That's why it's so nice to see like these high-level guys casting.
Yeah,
Very
for sure.
cool, like Rotterdam is casting and whatnot.
But it can also be fun to watch Destiny cast and just swear at the screen.
I was watching some of the Destiny stuff earlier. He was asking all these high-level questions to Total Biscuit. And Total Biscuit is known for not really like playing StarCraft very much. He's a good commentator, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't really understand StarCraft at a high enough level to like give all these answers.
Ah, it was beautiful.
It's like only smart dodges though by Total Biscuit, like completely not answering the questions, like what these politicians do all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, alright, what do you think he could have done? It's like, well, I do know that... Just random shit. Anyways, I'm just gonna just watch the game through your vision, and hopefully this time I'll be able to like talk you through a couple of things. So, we actually forgot to try out the 9-minute killing with
Oh yeah,
support,
we did. You know what? I'll get my friend on after this, and we'll give it a go.
Alright.
He says just assuming that he can coerce his friend into playing.
So just open up the same way as you did previously. Like, there's no point in changing it up.
Sure. Yeah, otherwise that'll throw everything off. Do a 3 hatch before pull.
How do you actually react to 2 base 4-gate? Someone asking in the chat. You delay the 3rd. That's basically it. You get an earlier Zergling speed out and you delay the 3rd base. Alright, so this is a Gateway Expo. 1 gas taken so far. So what you want to do is start that natural up. And as soon as the spawning pool finishes, you make 1 or 2 sets of Zerglings and you run them straight across the map. And that way you can scout out if he actually took that other gas as well. I would also send over this queen, by the way. There's really no point in like sending this one to the natural. Not the queen, the other overlord, I mean. So you have one overlord.
Oh, yeah, sure. Here.
Alright, maybe you can pop in again and see if he already took the net or took the second gas. Just make sure you keep on droning. Okay, not taking yet. He's making a Zealot. Could be. Okay, it could be. So this could very well be a 4-gate at this point. Everything like looks to it so far, right? No second gas taken. He made the Zealot. He delayed the Nexus to make that Zealot, so that's good to know. At this point, I would already start the Gas Geyser. Cool. Start the second Queen. And another Overlord. Alright. So make sure you check the gas with that second, with that set of Zerglings and see what happens. Alright. Okay, did you have a look?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so he made it. It's kind of late, so you could do some sort of aggressive moves. I start like Zergling speed, and then I'd expand towards a third. Oh. Want to start another Overlord? And back to droning. Alright. Now you want to start having a drone move towards the third as well.
Oh, yeah. Also, I'd be fucking... get some...
That's alright, no worries. Ooh, don't want to lose that Overlord. Oh, the second Overlord never got here. That's annoying. They miss out on a lot of scouting right now. I thought you actually did it like in the previous game where you sent the second Overlord to the back of his main, but...
You know, I did, but that's the inconsistency of me, I suppose.
Alright. Just sent this one in right now. And you want to start a Roach Warren as well, just around the second timing, as well as another...
Oh, I also didn't pull out of gas. Good times.
Alright. So right now we got kind of the problem that you didn't scout the front of his natural and also not the main base, right? So we really need to know that.
Yeah.
Don't know what those are.
Ah! Overlords.
Alright. So let's see if he's gonna do some sort of aggression. Okay, so there's gases added right now, 6.5 minutes. So this sort of points that he cannot really afford very much. Now, we lost map control completely, so you don't really know exactly if he's moving across the map. So I would make a couple of Zerglings, maybe even like a big round of them, just to like get map control back and take the watchtowers, because he could very well go for aggression right now without us knowing.
Because I did see the warp gates come off cooldown and there's no units
Alright.
at his natural, so...
He's somewhere.
Yeah, basically. He's at my third.
He's at your third. I think I can still stop it. Well, it sucked.
Yeah. Oh god, that's far too many zealots. Run away!
Yeah, he's listening to the stream. It's very obvious.
He's allowed to.
Alright, want to make roaches from now on? Oh. Alright, good. I would actually just take the other third base right now, just try and sneak it out there. Not the other one, that one, yeah.
Yeah. Be less broke, come on.
Oh, just cancel this, yeah, it's good. Yeah, so he's completely listening. He's doing exactly like we just discussed. It's a funny thing. If you scout your third base as well, that would be hilarious. Nobody would be surprised. Alright. Want to try and pick off that proxy pylon?
Yeah.
I want to start the lair as well as double evolution chamber right now. Alright, so try and move over that Overlord in the bottom right corner towards the third so you can check out whether or not like he's taking it. Yeah, just keep the droning going. We really need a lot of drones right now. At least like...
Oh. And I'm supply blocked.
Oh, okay.
Good.
That's too bad.
Yeah. I would say I'll live, but I probably won't, but that's okay.
Yeah, you could very well go for like a big all-in right now. Ooh, I would not go for a double expand right now. It would be too risky, I think. Because,
Where are you going, drones?
Oh, did that base go up?
Yep.
Alright, he only just now took it though. That's a very, very late one. So you can start droning up very heavily for the third base. And I think that's the only way you can come back into this. If you make like full saturation instantly. Alright. And from here on out you want to start making non-stop units. So that's a crazy amount of drones right there. That's instant saturation. So if you manage to make non-stop units right now, that's the only way you can come back into this, I think. Want to start roach speed? Now, if you look at your upgrades, like your +1/+1 and your roach speed, they will all finish up at the exact same time. So if you make non-stop units, it's the only way you can win right here, I think. If he would play it perfectly. Oh, nice scouting, actually. That's sick. Alright. So, make sure you don't get supply blocked. Make like 5 overlords.
Yeah.
And start roach production. Massive amounts of roaches. Okay, queen injects. Good. Alright, try to buy as much time as possible. If you can snipe these, that's huge. Alright, run.
Is it worth? I just got the Hydra done up. Is it worth? Oh shit, balls, no, go that way. Oh god, that's gonna end so badly for everyone involved.
I would actually just make roaches, pretty much. Like, roachling is usually better, but you got it right now, so you might as well make some Hydras. Ugh, but losing like 10 roaches. Oh, well, free sentry, I suppose. Alright, so just make non-stop units. Queen injects.
Oh, queen, piss off, get back.
Alright, I make more Hydras right now. Alright, so you actually passed him again in supply. You were 30 supply behind earlier. So if you manage to get this money down, I think we aren't in the worst position. It could be a lot worse. I think he's going all in though, so try and take control back of that watchtower. I think he might expect you to have that third base taken again in the bold or in the left side of the map. Alright, so try and find this army, because this is when you can take engagements, I think. Oh well.
Fuck it.
Oh no. Alright.
Well, that's gonna end poorly.
Oof. Yeah, that was like 20 supply right there.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, it's gonna be difficult. Just try to... Well, these force fields help you more than they help him, so you get that going. He's literally giving you all the zealots. That's really sweet of him. Alright, attack move. Ugh. Yeah, that's too much. I think... Well, you're actually still a lot of supply up, which is interesting. Alright, that's too bad. Yeah, so that mostly went wrong right there in the early game, right? I mean, we can jump into it if you want, but there's really no point of jumping into replay if you already like know what's up. That was some solid macro and micro though. It's just like losing like the map vision, you know? Because you had the perfect vision right there, and then we lost both watchtowers.
Yeah.
And he all of a sudden like knocked at your third base. He's like, "Hey, what's up?" And it died.
That's how half of my games go south. Is suddenly zealots. We'll say at your third. But hey ho. Because I generally find once you lose the third, if it dies once it's just gone up and you've started rolling it, then I tend to just die every game that happens.
Yeah. No, I understand what you mean. Alright. So let's just jump into one last one then, okay?
Okay.
Jumanji asked, did I blow your mind? It's because he went for the complete meta, where he went for double gas in the main base and went for Fargate. You won't see that on the ladder, by the way. Like, there's no way he's gonna meta the meta. Alright, you want to play another one versus Jumanji, or you want to play against Alex?
Well, no. We'll stick Jumanji. That'll be. I'll kick his ass after the.
Alright.
I will put all my power into. Yeah.
Let's play another map, just for fun of it. Alright, so, by the way, there's no point in like sending your overload to the natural and go for a drone scout. I don't go for a drone scout, and I also don't.
That's a good point. Well, I used to never drone scout and always just put my overlord there, and then, to be honest, I'm doing a mixture of 3 different things. Like I send the drone scout so I can 15 hatch if I need to, but I've gotten out of the habit of 15 hatching, but I'm still drone scouting, and I send the overlord in case I get cannon rushed. But
yeah. Alright, so let's just go for the drone scout. I don't mind that. I probably should be doing it more myself, but I'm lazy. Just go for the drone scout, but just move the overload out of the natural, because it's really not worth it. Because you missed out a big part right there. Because you could have scouted like the last 2 gateways, and obviously that overload missed out. So that, you know, kind of suck. Anyways, you ready, sir?
Yeah.
Let's do it. It's getting dark over here, though.
Well, June's passed. That makes it winter in Scotland again.
Dude, I was in Scotland last week, and I was so surprised. They're like early August, everyone's like wearing sweaters and like boots and like winter coats and everything. It's already coming out again, man. It's ridiculous.
Yep, it's... Oh,
Scotland has greeted me very well, though, with rain every single day. That's very sweet of it.
we're good like that.
It's very impressive. Scotland is kind of like the shield for England and the Netherlands and whatnot, you know? You like soak up all the rain, and then everything that comes like from the North Sea and the ocean and whatnot.
Well, it takes a special breed to handle it, so we, you know.
Like a kilt-wearing breed.
So, if I'm not sending my Overlord to the natural, I assume I just send it down straight away.
Yes. On this map you would, yeah, exactly. Good. Yeah, someone's mentioning that in the chat as well. Things just don't go as well when someone is talking to you and telling you what to do. Some people really play a lot better to it, some people are just, you know, getting a bit confused by it.
I'm used to talking, but as you probably noticed, I wasn't stunning the first game, but I made a bit more mistakes, I think, in that second game, just whilst trying to follow. But that's all good.
But that's alright, that's alright. Losing is better than winning anyway. So
not as fun, but it's more productive. Well, I say it's only productive if you analyze your losses. That's another thing I don't do, because I don't have that much time to play. So, generally, I just fuck off. I just play, and if I lose, I just queue up again, because analyzing would be good, but...
You're like, fuck it. Well, I like to always, like, actually, like, take, like, even if it's just 10 seconds to reflect on what went wrong, it's a lot nicer. And we just did that as well, you got quite a bit of info out of it, so that's good. Okay, I want to get the natural. And you went for a Nexus first, sweet. So I would redirect that one, yep.
Oh, right.
And redirect that second Overlord, or that first Overlord of yours towards his natural, and that second one behind his main base.
What, this one to his main?
No, that one would go to his natural. Like, there's a big ramp at his natural.
Yeah.
And you can put it right there, so you can fly them in at right around 6 minutes.
Right, so this guy's going, like, here?
Yep, exactly.
Cool,
And that one is going right there, exactly. Cool. Start the queen, and a third base.
Yep. Hurry up, queen. This third here? Or this one? Because it's...
yeah, that's kind of a tricky one. I like to take actually the one down. It's just a bit easier to defend. Alex just said I always tell him to watch his replays, but he never listens to me.
I know. Doesn't seem to be helping him. Oh. No, he does, but as I say, I don't have the... Saying you don't have the time is a dirty lie. I don't want to invest the time is a better way to say it.
You're like, fuck it all, let's do another one.
Basically.
Alright, so try and scout out what he's up to, and you really want to try and see if you can find that probe as well, so I would use one Zergling to find it. Because the probe went somewhere, and he could be like kind of rushing a third, or, well, he couldn't right now, but, you know, he could do all kinds of nasty things. So finding it is pretty huge.
The joy of new maps being there's always somewhere dirty to hide your probes.
Yeah. Alright, so he's chrono-wisting probes. That's nice. See if we can find anything else in the main base. Alright. One SD. What's that? What was that?
That's a Stargate.
Okay, cool. So you know what to do. Just start droning up like crazy and make a couple of spore crawlers in a little bit. I want to start the third queen as well, and walk that queen in your natural with a creep tumor towards the third. So I would lay down a creep tumor with that one, and then walk it towards the third. All right. So you need to make static defense right around 615 to 630-ish, something like that. Alright, want to start the double gas? Inject, good.
Oh, supply block, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, you made the Overlord, so it's alright. Want to start the roach one as well. And you want to start flying in the overlord, so you can make like 3 overlords right now. Which is why it's alright to be a little bit supply block right here. Okay, put the drones in the gas and fly in the overlord. See what he's up to. Okay, so we see double gas taken right there. That's the first big thing to notice. Because that means he cannot really afford like a massive gateway push. Like he just simply cannot afford it. So it's probably going to be something with the Stargate or maybe like a robotics. Just make sure you keep the droning as high as possible. Alright. We need to saturate those as soon as possible. Alright, want to start the lair? Evo chamber. And more drones.
Man, I'm broke.
Yep, that's good, man. That's a good sign.
No, but I've got like 20 larvae.
Yeah. Alright, so it looks like he's doing the same thing as he did game 1.
Yeah, I feel like I've missed out on something here, because I have so many drones and no money.
Oh, it's alright.
It's not that drones is the wrong word, so many...
Larva, yeah.
Yeah, so many, but that's just life, I suppose.
Yeah, you want to start Zerging speed and +1 attack. And, oh, supply block again. Yeah, the supply blocks are really killing.
Oh, yeah. I don't have the money to do anything with it, but well, at least that's one thing I know. It's like it waterfalls on from itself. I was supply blocked so much earlier, so I couldn't build any drones. So now I
yeah. You're also 20 supply behind right now because of it. It's kind of huge. You want to make more overlords though, because there's 2 just that died in the main. Yeah. So there's instant supply block again.
Yeah. Okay,
I want to start roach speed. So usually the 3rd base would be saturated right now, which sucks.
Yep. I got 21 larvae doing nothing.
Yeah.
Come on, you bastards. Yeah, and I've no real clue as to what's going on.
Yeah, so let's try and scout and just get back into this. Let's try and scout out if he has a 3rd base.
Fuck off with your oracle. That shit's uncool.
And you want to start 2 more gases at the 3rd base as well. Just run the Zerglings towards the 3rd bases of him.
Yeah.
Alright. So usually you would be able to execute a super nice timing attack right now, but...
Yeah, because I have no drones.
Alright, want to start 2 more gas at the 3rd? Is that a 3rd base of him? Oof. Not quite, not quite. So he's very, very late with that base, okay? Yeah, he's taking it right now, so that's a minute and a half later than like normal. So you definitely still can come back into this, just need to start macroing like a boss, okay? So just try and focus as much on Queen Injects as possible. And you probably want to start transitioning towards a hive already, because I don't think you can do a timing attack right here. So I would make the Infestation Pit and Hydra then, and just get more gas going. So just get more gas in the natural as well, and make like 10 more drones for the natural, and then like a couple more for the 3rd base as well. Just try and play super greedy right now, you know? Because if he's gonna play perfect, the only way we can come back is by being greedy as fuck.
Yeah, in fact, no, I need the infestation bit.
Yep. I would also make +1 attack next. Or +2 attack, rather. Alright. Good job. And now you can start thinking about getting the 4th base up as well.
Fuck.
Okay, good. So, this was the greediest of greediest ever, right? You want to start the Hydra then? And you want to start maybe a couple more drones for the main base and a couple more in general. And then you want to go straight back into making non-stop units. Want to start the Hive very soon as well. Alright. Alright, now we got plenty of drones though. Yeah, that takes you all the way up to like 75. Oh, I thought there was a pylon. On the minimap it looked like one.
Yeah.
So he put himself really far behind by making that base so late. You didn't even have to do anything for it, so that's sweet of him. Want to make a hive in the main base. Want to start roach or Hydra range, and you want to start making Hydras and roaches right now. Why do you do that?
It makes me panic because the chick yells that my drones are under attack, and I'm like, no.
Alright, want to start the double gas at the 4th? And like 5 more overlords.
Yeah.
No, that's alright. So the big thing right now is that Hive is going to finish up way earlier than you're probably used to.
Yeah.
So the nice thing is that you will be able to make like 3 Vipers ever. Now, do you ever play Viper?
Very rarely. Mostly because I'm just bad with the control and it gets me killed.
Alright. That's what coaching is for, to make you like feel really awkward about random
basically.
stuff. Alright, so he's nice enough to not attack, which is good. Let's try and max out, okay? Start a ton of roaches. You can start so many right now. Alright. And all of a sudden you have 20 supply up. Sweet. That macro. Okay, I want to start up a couple of Evo chambers, and you want to make like 3 Vipers.
Oh yeah, a couple of Evos. In my main or out the front?
I would actually just make them like between your 4th and your 3rd, somewhere right there. Yeah. Alright, and then the next you want to max out with the rest with Hydralisks. Also want to start Hydra upgrade, like the second one. I don't know what it's called.
Oh yeah.
What's it
I
called?
have no gas. Why do I have no gas? Because no one in these gases.
That's what Vipers do. That's alright. Want to make only Hydralisks. And Zerglings maybe as well, a couple if you want to.
Yeah.
Now you can do a really nice timing attack right here if you want. If you did ideally, the +1 attack would line up quite nicely with this. Now the +1 or the +2 just finished, but that's alright. Want to start getting as much energy on these things as possible. And just try and max out. Oh, you already maxed out, sweet. Alright, so you actually got back into that really well. I like that. That's good. See, if you focus on macro, you can do it really fucking good. Like,
yeah,
well
true
done.
story.
Alright, so right now what we're gonna need is a ton of larvae. And I think you can fuck them up. Just make sure you try and micro your army the best you can, okay? Make sure your Vipers are always positioned behind your army.
And I assume I'm abducting rather than blinding cloud?
Yes, abducting Colossus. Alright. I think you can do it. Just need to sneak up the ramp. Alright, go, 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 go. Sneaky. Alright. Go, go, go. Oh,
No, those feedbacks!
Oh, no, he didn't. He didn't. He didn't. Alright.
Oh, Jesus.
You have a lot of fucking things. Okay, I want to make a couple more Vipers, I think. Just push back, just pull back, yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, pull back, pull back.
Sorry, I'm getting my ass kicked at my base.
Oh, that's too bad. Alright, you can still take him, I think. Want to make like 2 more Vipers and just get energy back on these Vipers that you got. Alright, at least you saved them, right? You're still actually really far ahead in supply. And you didn't lose the base, so it's alright.
Oh, neither I did. What a bonus.
Okay, I want to replace like 10 drones or so. Don't want to lose them.
Ah, hurry up, supply block.
Okay, so it's a good engagement. Just need to keep on going right here. So +3 attack is about to finish up. So let's wait for that and then go for a push, okay?
Yeah.
So get as much energy on these Vipers as possible. Did you get another Viper, by the way? Oh, right.
No.
Alright. So he's really heavy in the air units, so you might want to like follow this up as a reinforcement with only Hydras.
Presuming I can take out the Colossus.
Yeah. I think you should be able to, though. If you like control them decently.
Yeah, that's the issue, isn't it?
Alright, move up to the 4th. Put your Vipers behind the army. I think you're good. Wanna move a little bit forward, though. Why's your army so small? Where's the half? Where's the rest? That isn't everything. Yeah, oh, there's actually a lot chilling.
Oh, fuck. And I'm looking away. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah, this is... Oh, yeah, I'm dead 100 times.
Oh, that's so painful to watch. Alright.
That's all good. Yeah, so...
That's a matter of practice. I mean, there's nothing you can change about that. Do you ever play, like, with multiple hotkeys and that sort of stuff?
Sometimes. Well, yes, depending what I'm going. Generally, when I build Vipers, I lose because my instincts aren't to do anything with the Vipers, you know, so when I try and think about it, everything just gets steamrolled. But the majority of, I suppose, is one. But I have different hotkeys if it's Vipers or obviously Infestors or Mutas or whatever. But my main army, like the Roach Hydra, is just the one.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be like the main thing that's really uncomfortable for you, right? Like where you need to definitely like start splitting up your units in different control groups. And Vipers are incredibly strong. I think you could have actually won it right there, even at the very end. But honestly, whenever I play a game like that, I'm like, alright, I kind of lost it when I got supply blocked.
Yeah, well, yeah, because you feel, obviously that whole game was just so annoying, not actually having, because it says supply cap's only 40 seconds, but that's a dirty frickin' lie.
Yeah.
It felt, because it doesn't take into account when you're like 39 of 40 and you're trying to build roaches, you know?
Yeah, because you didn't actually like went all the way to like 31 or whatever, like it's not...
Yeah.
Yeah, if you take a look at like workers active, he should not have been ahead right there. I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but this is thousands of minerals, like right in that... I don't know if you still can see the graph, as you can probably see it on the stream, but that's a ton of drones that should have been there, right? Like these are like 3 big supply blocks. You can actually see them as well, like these big steep lines in there.
I suppose as was clear, I suppose, because I'm not used to fighting it, I find if ever it gets to Void Ray, Colossus, High Templar, I physically feel like I cannot win from there without doing a hilarious Muta base race. Which is fun, I'm not gonna lie to you. That it gives me a happy.
Well, if you want to do that, that is actually a possibility. But you still need to like trade your Roach Hydra Viper army like efficiently, right? And the 2 engagement right there were okay, but they could have been a lot better. Like the first one was pretty good. No, like the first one was pretty good. The second one was kind of painful.
Well, the second one was one of those like, oh fuck, I've miscontrolled the Vipers, so I'll stop trying, and then everything dies.
Yeah, I saw like, hey, that's like not your army. There's no way this is 200 supply. Like, or is it? That I was all chilling down there. So, but I think that's just a matter of practice, though. I think it's cool. Do you have any more questions?
No, I think. No, I think I'm good. I was going to say that the supply boxer was killing me, but I know that's just a matter of practice and getting used to inject, build your overlords, inject, build your overlords, because it's such a simple thing, but because I had no money for the majority of that game and so many larvae, and that's just because 1 round of drones wasn't built, therefore my money just doesn't catch up to the rest of my production.
Yeah, you just had like, what was it? You said it like 21 larvae or something like that? Like it was a crazy amount of larvae that really shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
So that's just too bad, right? Like that's just tightening it up a little bit. But other than that, like the main thing I would start doing a lot more if I were you versus Protoss especially is get the 10-minute infestation pit when you think you're not going to be able to do a lot of damage, okay? Because 10-minute infestation pit goes straight up to Hive, will get you the Vipers out in time. I mean, you could see it right there. If you would have waited another minute, you would have gotten absolutely crushed right there, right? Because there would have been like, I don't know, like 5 Colossus instead of like 2.
Yeah. Is there can you try the 1-1 timing and then transition into Roach Hydra Viper easily enough, or do you need to pick one to go for? Okay.
No, definitely. Yeah, that's like the most standard thing to do, pretty much. To like go for the timing and then sort of decide, okay, did I do enough damage right there, or do I actually need to switch into Roach Hydra Viper right there?
Ooh, and next question is, if the Protoss doesn't take their third and effectively, well, not to use the derogatory, but hides behind a wall for most of the game, I generally find myself just bashing up against this wall, because I really struggle to trade efficiently, not surprisingly, against a wall that has Colossus or whatever behind it, and in the end I just...
Oh, you mean that they just like warp in stuff behind 2 bases and just sit there until they're maxed out?
And then walk across and kill me.
Yeah, that's you'll see that less and less. Like the higher you get the ladder, because there's no one that's gonna do it anymore in Master League, kind of thing. I saw it actually yesterday and I died to it because it's so uncommon. But I think the main thing to do right there is just to scout it with overseers, like you were doing perfectly, and just stack up to a hive and get these Vipers out. Because when you think about it, when they're on 2 base, they can only really support like 1 tech route, so they can only go for either Void Rays or Colossus, you know? They cannot make 2. Like, they cannot really make, like, Colossus and Void Rays. They just can't afford it. So, once you figure out what of the ones that is, if you just sort of hard counter it, it's quite easy. The only time it gets really scary is because when they're on 3 bases, they can start supporting, like, Void Rays and Colossus, or, like, Void Rays and High Templars, and that's when things get really scary. But generally, on when they just sit there, just scout it out what they're doing, and just stack up to a hive and counter it. It should be... It should be quite easily dealt with, but most of the time... What, sorry?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if this can be summed up in such a, obviously a quick question, but it's, if I try the 2-base timing, or rather the timing to deny the third with a 1-1, that doesn't work, I then go Roach Hydra Viper, we trade or whatever, it's fine, but they end up with their third, and whichever map that is, that you have one wall defending all 3 bases. In a situation like that, what's my next follow-up? If the Roach Hydra Viper failed to kill on 3 bases, do I just mute a switch when it feels right, or...?
That's what I've been doing personally. I've been doing a lot of muta switches there. You could just switch into standard Roach Hydra Viper, but you sort of need to like know that you're already behind right there. But what pretty much all the pro gamers do is make massive amounts of swarm hosts, which is really lame. So I didn't really do it because I really find it not enjoyable. But a lot of people go for that like Roach Hydra or that Roach timing attack with like double upgrades.
Yep.
And then switch it to like 20 swarm hosts and go for a hive and get 5% out and, you know, play like a 45-minute long game.
Yeah. Well, 45 if it's quick, you know. Okay, no, that's cool. That's cool. I'll.
But the nice thing. What's sorry?
No. I'll go.
Like the nice thing to keep in mind is when you play against Protoss is that if you aren't sure if it's gonna be like a 2-base all-in or not, is to take a look at the third base. So I'll actually write that down as well. The standard timing for a third base is 9 to 9.5 minutes.
Okay.
So if you don't see a base at, let's say, 9 to 9:30, or you sort of haven't seen very much at 9 minutes, just start making non-stop units.
Yeah.
And when I realized that, I sort of stopped dying to like 2 base all-ins. So just like, take a look at the third base, and if you know, alright, if he's not making it 9.5 minutes, and he's gonna make it later, he's gonna be really far behind already, because he's just delaying it for no reason. But the same thing goes for, let's say you see it really early on and you see it right around 7 minutes or something. You can just make units and just kill it. Okay.
Should I still wait for the... Because that's another thing I suppose I've been dying to is Stargate into very quick third base, like 6 to 7 minutes. And because I don't have the units right there and then to punish it, it goes up and I then struggle because 2 tech roots and I get my ass kicked. So if I see the third going up super quick, should I just continue and hit the 1-1 Roach timing as crisply as possible? Will that work if they've taken a quick third, or will they have enough to defend it at that point?
If it goes Stargate, I generally switch it to a Hydra timing. So you do the exact same thing, but you actually go for Hydralisks. But Hydras is a bit more scary because you actually need to watch out for like Colossus and whatnot. So it's kind of what you do if you know it's a Stargate one and you want to go for that push exactly. You get those 3 bases saturated instantly, and you get 5 gases. Okay, for Roaches you generally get like 4, but for Hydras you get 5. And you start making a lot of Hydras, but you need to make sure you hit them before 11 minutes.
Okay.
So generally you're walking across the map with Hydras that don't have speed and don't have range yet. And it's kind of scary, but once you get a little bit more comfortable with it, it's really, really strong. The reason for that is because 11 minutes is usually, like 11 to 11.5 is usually the time that like a Colossus pops out. After like a Stargate opener.
Okay.
So you can also go, instead of like the Roach timing, you can also go for a Hydra Link timing. Do you like playing Hydra Link at all?
Yeah. I experimented with that a good bit, and it's a lot of fun. Do you get the range upgrades when you're doing Hydra Link?
Always get the ranged upgrade first, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I enjoy it. I played with it for a bit, but again, I tended... It works amazingly if you're able to take fights, but I kept dying because I had to fight up against a wall, and a wall with Colossus and Hydraling is laughable.
Yeah.
And because I don't play super crisp, I always tended to show up later than I could, so there are Colossus there.
Yeah, I actually have... hold on. I actually have a replay right here. Jumanji, I kicked you from the party. Thanks, dude.
Owned.
Wrecked. No, I got this one right here. I played this one a couple of days ago.
Okay.
I don't know if this is a good example. I just saved it, calling it like Hydra Link. I think this is a pretty good example. For the exact push that I was talking about. Let's have a look. And this is what all the like Koreans guys do all the time. They go for like a Roach timing attack, or they go for like a Hydra timing attack. But the biggest thing that they always do is like line up upgrades together. So they always go for like Roach speed plus 1 attack. They will never go just Roach speed.
Yeah.
And that just makes attack so much stronger. Just because everything just gets like a huge buff. Like, you know.
How many gases, or what's the difference if you want to do a 1-1? Rather than just the 1 attack, if you want to go, attack and armor, or is that never really done?
Pretty much everyone goes for a single upgrade. I only go double upgrade versus Protoss if I see like a super quick third base and I know I can't kill it.
Yeah.
But generally like one upgrade is like the standard.
Okay.
Alright, so I just go for the super standard one here, go for like a pretty quick third. Just scouting around, checking the main base, setting the gas. Okay, alright, I know I'm good, right? So I see a Stargate right there at the front. Whenever you see a Stargate in these sort of situations, just start droning like crazy. There's nothing that's gonna do anything. Just as long as you drone, you will win, pretty much.
Yeah.
So you just start making drones like absolutely crazy, and just make a couple of spore crawlers. I still make the roach warren because of safety, I think. I don't know if I cancel it, I don't think so. So just make spore crawlers and just drone. Okay, I'm gonna start the lair, and I should start the Evo chamber. Yep, there we go. So right now, this is exactly where you've been as well, right? Like, this is the exact situation, pretty much.
Basically, yeah.
So usually what I would do is that as soon as I see the lair finish, I go for roach speed. But because I know it's Stargate, I decide to actually go for Hydralisk right away. Still making drones.
Yep.
Alright, so now I'm done droning. Got like 70 of them. So the lair finished, and I start my Hydra Den, and +1 attack is on its way. Now, right before the Hydra Den finishes, if you droned up greedy enough, you can make a big round of Zerglings first. And then you follow the Zerglings up with a lot of Hydras. So right now, I'm just starting to produce only Hydralisks.
And if you're attacking with Hydraling, I assume you need both speed and range upgrades, otherwise they'll just die.
Yeah, so the most important thing to know when you play Hydraling is that you're safe to like be on the map without speed until like 11 to 11.5 minutes, right? Because at that point Colossus can start popping out. I don't even know if he's actually playing Colossus in this one. Yeah, he's actually playing Colossus. So he's probably going to chrono one out very soon, and Colossus take about a minute, meaning that up until, let's say, 11.5 minutes, I am safe to be on the map. But I know that, you know, as soon as the Colossus pops out, I need to be extremely careful with Hydras. Because Hydraling just absolutely melts versus, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, so just, you know, be a bit annoying and just start making massive amounts of Hydralisks. And move across the map. And I believe this is like one of the cleanest factories I've ever had versus like Protoss. Like, alright, so this is when I move out. You can see the upgrade finish. And that one finish right there. And I believe this is just attack move towards the natural right now. Now there's another thing on this map. I saw you actually attacking that way. It's generally easier on this map to attack that way because he's gonna photon overcharge one of the bases, right? So you can just switch to the other one.
Oh yeah.
Because if you attack right there, he's just gonna photon overcharge the third, and you're like, alright, what do I do now? Like,
yeah, die.
So right here, I just attack move towards his base. Already preparing, by the way, to go for another for an expo, but and he just has no answer for this at all.
That Colossus snipe was beautiful.
Yeah, I got a little bit lucky there, but even if you split it up hard enough, it's still quite easy to stop. So, does that make any sense as far as like instead of going for roaches, go for Hydras?
Yeah. Sure. Well, you basically just hit the same timing, but you you need more gas.
It's just a little bit later, and you need the 5th gas geyser.
Okay.
But once again, that all comes out from getting that early third base and saturating it absolutely as quickly as possible. Because if I didn't have the saturation right here, I would have had like half the supply. I think like it's a little, you know, it's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have any more questions or?
No, I think that's me, to be honest. Completely unrelated to any of this. If I go massling, when do I drop my evils and gases at that point? Don't go into detail because I know I've taken up a lot of your time. But
oh no, that's fine.
Because I really enjoy, as I say, going massling just because it's a really fun comp to play around with. And so I either start just gasless 4 queens and probably I think 2 gas around 4 minutes is what I think. Or I just go 1 gas into speed and get a 2nd gas for upgrades at some point, but I'm normally very late with the upgrades, so I end up just fighting upgraded zealots and get destroyed because I have unupgraded lings.
I made a video about it at some point, but I completely forgot it myself. I never played it anymore, so I'm just taking a look at my own YouTube channel right now.
Right.
It is somewhere here. Zerg build orders. I used to do this a lot versus Zerg because in Zerg versus Zerg. You would actually counter Mutalisks by playing Zerglings, which was hilarious at the time.
Yeah.
Where is it? Just having a look right here. Where is it? I must be seeing it here somewhere. Did I not label it? I should have. Zergling. Zergling? No, no. I have it here somewhere. Alright, wait. I should try and find it for you. Because that one was actually really fun at the time. And I actually haven't done it in forever, but I know a lot of people still do it. Circling. I'll just search circling. You mean like the upgraded +1/+1 Zergling style, right?
Yeah, basically.
Zerg versus Zerg all-in build order? Well, I got one right here. Yeah, I will link this one to you. I'm not completely sure if this is the correct one, but it's at least me executing the build.
Okay. And this is applicable to ZVP as well? Or would you have the rough timings, or...?
Yeah, this would be a ZVZ one. You could like do the rough timing exactly the same, obviously, in ZVP as well. I'm not sure how good it will work, but if you enjoy it, just give it a try and see what happens.
Yeah. Oh well, good stuff. Cheers, I'll give that a watch.
Alright, someone actually in the chat said I got it written down, so you should be able to tell you. I forgot my own builds, dang it.
100 gas, go for 2 evos.
Are you okay with me uploading this thing to YouTube? Or...
Yeah, go nuts. To be honest, I'll watch it again myself. So.
Alright, that's cool. So yeah, thank you very much, man. If you have ever any questions, just let me know on Skype. And other than that, I'll see you again next month, I suppose.
Yeah, basically. Hopefully I'll have improved a little bit. And well, if the lesson is just the exact same things, then we might have a problem. But
no, let's try and practice. Okay, just play like 5 games a day. It's easy. It's like a half hour.
A true story.
All right. Let me know how it goes, man.
Will do. Thank you very much. That was a lot of fun.
Okay, cool.
Cheers.
Bye-bye. Bye.